Welcome to Wolf's Watch. I'm Wolf. It's Wednesday. There's a new data out. And, normally we do good news you can use on Wednesdays. However, with the latest economic releases from the feds, we are not doing that today because this is important. This is so important. You've got to focus on what needs to be done. Let me back that up for a second. Only about 3 to 6% of businesses thrive or even survive, but thrive, let's say, through recessions. Excuse me. And do you want to have control of your business? Do you want to be one of the leaders that shows how to grow, how to ease the pain of recession, the pain of inflation, the pain of decreasing wages, which we're seeing right now? Or do you want to be one of the ones that stumbles along, perhaps loses your business, at best ends up in economically worse shape than you started out, with fewer employees and less security for your family in the future? Look, not looking to spread fear here, just some reality. And reality is your friend. The new federal official inflation numbers are 9.1%. We've been talking about this for months, since late 2021, third quarter, fourth quarter of 2021, about inflation and how it can get out of control, and you need to be prepared. Got laughed at, got accused of being crazy, got accused of being, of spreading hate and fear and yada, yada, yada. That's not at all. This creates a ton of opportunity for you as a business owner. It creates a ton of opportunity if you're paying attention, looking for the opportunities and seizing them. You need to work with people that know how to get through these types of tough economic times. We haven't seen this since the 1970s, maybe early 80s. It's been 40 plus years since we've had this kind of inflation, 9.1%. Think about that. And when inflation levels off, the prices aren't going down. You're going to be stuck with what you've got. If inflation went to zero tomorrow, you'd be stuck with what you got right now. If prices start to deflate, that's a whole new set of problems. That's a depression. So think about this. Yeah, and just let me share a little bit here with you, because this is not just on the facts. Let's get some of the facts laid out on what is happening here. Looking to see what I've got. No, don't have that set up right. Well, we'll come back to that. But CNBC, I'm looking at a CNBC report here. Inflation rose 9.1% in June, even more than expected. So the experts for the last 18 months have been saying, this is totally unexpected. Is it that unexpected to you? I mean, 9.1% is very, very damaging. It's eroding. So what that's doing, like one of the things from their bullet points, you can go to CNBC and get this firsthand, but one of their bullet points is adjusted for inflation, hourly wages are down 3.6% over last year. Prices up, wages down. Not a good combination. How does that affect your customers? How does it affect your family, your team, the people who work for you? So something else on this, and before we're getting into solution here, right? This is not doom and gloom. I just want to set the table. You got to have reality is your friend. Love how Dan Kennedy says that. So you need to let's have a little dose of what the facts are and set the table for it. So high inflation beyond what it was allegedly supposed to do, supposed to be transient. We're supposed to be back to 2-3% by this point this year. That's what was being said in mid 2021, early 2021. Those of us that were saying, hey, you know what, this could happen. And here we are. So actually, I've got something else I'm going to share here in a minute. So Bank of America, I'm looking at another press release here, this time from Fox News. Bank of America has stated, their analysts have stated that a quote, this is Bank of America, not me. This is Bank of America's analysts saying a severe recession is needed in order to put a stop to inflation continuing to rise and to get it back down under control. So let's see, Ethan Harris, who's one of the analysts at Bank of America, led a a group opinion on that was stated, it's just a major economic downturn is needed in order for that to happen. In order to, so the context of that being to get to the Federal Reserve target of 2% inflation. They consider that manageable, even a little healthy. There's always things are happening. The economy's growing. There's always pressure for prices to go up a little bit. Federal Reserve keeps a target of saying as long as it's 2%, it's manageable. It's not doing damage. 9%, long way away from that. 9.1%. Could it go to 10%? It might. That's not the issue. And I'm not predicting where it's going. It's just saying, Ken Walls, hey, how you doing, my friend? So good to see you. Thanks for joining the conversation. So here's the thing. Even talking about what's going on with inflation and how to push back against it, we're starting to get. You may not be able to see Wolfswatch much longer because we're starting to get complaints and strikes and delistings because we're sharing dangerous information and we're encouraging dangerous behavior. And I don't know what that would be. Just CNBC, yeah, it's their data. I'm just repeating it. It's the federal government's data, just repeating it. Thank you for watching us on YouTube. Smash that like button, my friend. Thank you. And that YouTube's one of the areas we're having problems. They think that we're sharing economic data that is too dangerous for you to hear. So powers that be are starting to tell us that they can't talk about that. Well, guess what? We're talking about it anyway because there's a solution to it. There is a solution. There's 5 things that you need to do that help set the table. 5 strategic pieces to a system to approach this. To have the best opportunity, and you're an entrepreneur, there's no guarantees, right? To have the best opportunity in order to be able to survive. We don't have time to go through all 5 of those. The first is, and we've been talking about this on Wolfswatch for all of 2022. Do you have your cash management under control? Do you have that as a priority? And as part of that, are you getting into your balance sheet and understanding what's happening with your balance sheet? And I'm talking to you. You own a business that has 35, 50 employees or more, not a big business, not more than 300. Well, the federal government says you're a large business if you have 500 employees. You're a pretty substantial business if you got more than 100. Got 200 employees, you're rocking. And it's a different set of considerations in terms of how you go about stuff. But if you're in that 35 to 100 employees range, cash management is crucial, and the bigger your company, the more you need to be diving into your balance sheet and understand what's going on there, because that affects your credit. That affects any loans that you may have. That affects the strengths and weaknesses financially of your company, and that's why that's important. You need to be working with your financial professional. I'm not a financial services pro, so I'm good with numbers. I like statistics. Statistics are your friend. Totally different topic for a different time. Talk to your financial services professional about that and look at strategic use of fixed rate debt. And if you have not converted all of your variable rate debt into either paid off status or converted it to a fixed rate loan now, because even if you can still, Federal Reserve is raising interest rates. So you're probably looking at not being able to get better than 5-6% most likely, because the interest rates are going up. They're going to go up again this month. And it's just going to make it harder and more unaffordable. So you need to have some reserve and cash. Strategic use of fixed rate debt is smart. Work with your financial services professional on that. Now, in terms of solutions, where did I put this? So here's something we're going to do. And we're going to run another challenge, and we're going to do book club. And now wait, before you laugh too hard on that, look, here's the book. We're going to be going through this. This is one of my reference texts that I want to share with you, because this is the kind of stuff that has helped me, do workouts with manufacturing companies and service companies, professional services companies, in terms of helping them see where they need to focus and leaving them with references. We're going to be going through this because the author, Ram Charan, who you may recognize from co-author of the famous book Execution, he was the expert that General Electric brought in to guide them in terms of crafting policy, guide them through the chaos that we went through with high interest rates, high inflation, and the rates bouncing around. There were several recessions within a decade. he created the policy and the training that guided their executives, their leaders through not just surviving, but thriving in that environment. What does it take to be competitive? And this book was written based on that, and it's been updated. So we're going to look at this because he goes through first. I love how it's organized. Starts out with here's the basics. Here's the best practices. And then looks at each role within the company, looks at it from your position as the owner, as the CEO. What does you need to have your financial services professional working on with you? What's their perspective? So what are the priorities for the different leaders that you need to have on your team, for your leadership team? Because when you got 35 or more employees, you need to be developing a leadership team, right? Or you're going to have major challenges, not make it much bigger because it's just too many moving parts. Now, that being said, we'll announce when we're going to do it. It's going to be in August. We're working on the dates for that. And you'll need to get a copy of the book. We'll have more info. This is all about, we're going to get through this together. I don't know about you, but I just spent the weekend with Ken Walls this past weekend. And amazing people like Rami El-Batrawi, Don Green from Napoleon Hill Institute, John Gray from Venus and Mars, and others, just to name a few. And I share that with you not to name drop. Is somebody once say, it's like, hey, it's like Kevin Costner told me not to name drop. That's just a joke. I don't know him, Mr. Costner. Love your work though. But it's about who you surround yourself with. I'm looking for people that surrounding myself with people, and I was able to do that this weekend. It was one of those things of going, you know what? I would be an idiot if I did not take advantage of the opportunity to spend 2 days with people like that in order to understand their perspective. How do they think about stuff like this? Because they're just knocking it out of the park, and they're looking at the economic chaos that we've got right now and what's coming as it continues to get worse, and it will. Bank of America, a severe recession is necessary. Think about that. That's what the leading economic minds in the United States are saying. Severe economic recession is necessary. Not just recession, but severe. Yet the folks I got to surround myself with last weekend, they see nothing but opportunity and explosive growth over the next couple of years. What's your next couple of years looking like? I want to make sure mine looks like that. So surround yourself with the right people, get the right information. So you want to join us on that challenge? Drop it in the comments. We watch the comments wherever you're watching this, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. Twitter, not so much. But I promise on Twitter, I'll watch the comments there too. Wherever you're watching this, drop in the comments, raise your hand and say, I want to hear more about that. And we'll let you know. I'll shoot a comment back to you to open a dialogue. Not even asking for your contact information. We'll have a little bit of dialogue about that. And when we do it, you can be part of that. It's just one piece of many things that you need to be doing to take advantage of what's coming, right? In every adversity lies the seed of an equal or greater opportunity. After the last 2 years, there should be a whole boatload of opportunity, right? That's been tough, but guess what? The next 2 to 3 years, going to be tough also. But that means even more opportunity. So where do you want to be? Do you want to be on the side that's looking for handouts, looking for someone to come and save them? Or do you want to be on the team that is going, you know what, we got this, and we're making space for more because we're going to knock it out of the park. We're going to grow exponentially over the next several years, over the next 2 to 3 years. Let's keep it in a reasonable time frame, next 2 to 3 years. And I've worked with companies that had 400-year plans. Talked about that before on Wolf's Watch. But let's just talk 2 to 3 years. Let's keep it very pragmatic. How do we get through that? How do we get through the rest of 2021 or 2022? Sorry. This is going by so fast. 2022 and 2023. The next 18 months, and then the next year, 2 years after that. Get through the next 18 months, you'll be set for great opportunities that'll be coming your way in the next 2 years after that. This is Wolf's Watch. I'm Wolf. Thanks for being part of the conversation. And I will see you on the trail.